Good evening, my people. Thank you for coming back to another Tony Montana video. Yeah, I'm going back home, putting the flashlight on. Otherwise, you won't see me or won't see the dog. I am hanging out, walking with my biggest pup, Ramsey, or Chef Ramsey. This is the pup that is the dog that I mentioned when he was young, that we named him Chef Ramsey because he loves to be in the kitchen when people are cooking. And he's chilling, and no matter what, he won't leave the chef's side. So anyway, yeah, we're here now. As I said, he is the biggest one out of the litter. He is a very nice dog, very calm, very quiet, very easy to handle. I actually thought, and I've mentioned this in other videos a few months ago when he was younger, that I thought that he was going to leave it. I thought he was going to be a cold dog. I'm sorry I said it like that because I thought there was some food or something there that he was going to grab. I normally don't feed them for the most part. Sometimes I do, but right now I haven't fed him, so I don't want him grabbing anything from the floor. So that was, as I was saying, he is the biggest one out of the litter. Actually, substantially bigger. Physically, aside from the size, he is what I was looking to make in terms of physical look to the dog. Also, the temperament. I do want a dog that is able to be at different places, meaning act the right way when you're in the right places. What I mean, like I said, in the house, he's quiet. He's not a barker. He is not a destroyer. Only thing I would say that you have to be careful is if you have him in the crate, have to be careful you don't leave any rags or anything where he could grab them, because he was going to grab them and pull it inside and rip it to shreds, no matter what it is. In terms of if you want to cover or if you're in the if I put him in a wire cage and it's easier, he'll try to pull, because sometimes I put like a blanket over him, so that blanket over the dog, so that they'll maintain that warmth in case that it's a cold day and there's not enough heat in the house, or just so that they feel they're in a den. So I do that. But anyway, he is I don't know, I haven't weighed him yet, but back in the day I thought he was cold, but I learned from him having an argument, having a little fight with his sister, that he's not. His sister, he mentioned this a while ago, a few months also, in another video, so I'm just pointing out which dog I was talking about. On that video, they oh, look at this. That's it. That's how cold it is. It is now that I'm smoking, but I'm really not cold. But anyway, in the I was saying that he's so calm, and the female that I talk about is Mary Jane. She's the runt. She's half the size, and I'm not joking, almost half the size of this dog, even though they're the same, they're belly mates. But that female, she's hot tempered. So at that point, I didn't think there were, any issue between them. And then I was thinking maybe this dog is a cold dog, or at the very least, it's very balanced dog. But something happened, and I do acknowledge that part of it is my fault. When this happened, I had the bowl, I had the food, and I was distributing food to all the cages. I just happened to have this male and that female there waiting. And something happened, maybe because I had my back turned in that moment. Maybe it was the female was in front, sitting, waiting for her, and maybe the male got in front of her, and maybe that got her to try to correct them, and that's when these male went at it. You know, they were young. I would say 5-6 months. I would say. Again, you guys, if you follow me, you probably remember. You may find where I said that. But I think it was 5-6 months ago. But I was there, so I was able to grab each one. When things like that happen, I think I turned into the Hulk. I keep saying that in Spanish. I turned into the Hulk because I gained strength from out of nowhere. Come. So anyway, let me get these two all done. Maybe, okay, we're back. So I grabbed them for the main, each one, picked them up. They were still holding on to each other. I threw one into the bathroom, obviously still holding on to it. So enough that her body, because it's a female, enough that her body was inside. And at the same time, I grabbed the door and went to shut the door, so that both dogs saw the door coming to their faces. And obviously they were connected that way. They momentarily let go of the hole because they were going. So that's how I got the dogs to. Maybe let's see. What the hell is wrong with it? Give me a second. Oh, there you go. So yeah, that's how I got them to separate the fight, because I was by myself at that moment. But they were pups, and they were the only pups, only dogs out. Otherwise, it would have been a mess. Because when dog fight, that might turn all the dogs into that magnet of I want to get into it. You know, that's just gonna happen. Even dogs that normally are calm, sometimes when they get to that, they get, they get to that point. It's kind of like, I'm gonna say, it's kind of like when you're watching porn, and then all of a sudden you want to have sex because you see it and you're watching, you get a whole. That's it. That's one thing. That's one way I can explain that to you guys. That's how they feel, the dogs. It's something they enjoy, and they see it like, oh my God, I want it. I want to do it too. You know, even though sometimes they don't even know what the hell they're feeling. But sorry about this issue with the camera. It's getting blurry for no reason. I don't know. It seems like it's a camera, or from me doing some stupid blowing in the. Oh, it's stuck on blurry. See? Maybe if I. There you go. See? Let me just show you a little bit of him. I don't understand why they look this way. Hey, look the other way, man. Come on. There you go. Look at that snout. That freaking, I love it. Anyway, that was when we're back to being flying. That was when I realized, oh, this mother fluffer is not a cold dog. It's just a mild-tempered dog, but he's willing. And I've seen it in other occasions that he was like one time he was in the cage, and my dog Caritas, the other dog Caritas, and I think it was earlier. I don't know. It must be around the same time. Same time. And they too. I thought that she got along with the males. So I was like, okay. At that point, I'm like, she only not get along with. Oh, here we go again. So I didn't think that. Let's get this clear again. Come on, Caritas. Renzi. There you go. All right, let's go. So, yeah, so that time was when Caritas and my other the same female, Mary Jane, when she also had a scuffle with him. So every time she has had a scuffle with one, I stop allowing them to be together, because I know that if they start at one time, and then I see it, because for a long time, even now, if they see each other in certain places, or if I'm not around, they'll try to challenge the other one to a fight, or start growling. So my wife has to put them away, or whoever is there has to put them away. Not put them away, but meaning put them in the crate, and just leave another dog out that doesn't have that problem seeing the dog. So yeah, but so I do enjoy these dogs. I was trying to remember what all the things I said in the Spanish. I'm trying to translate everything. So I also mentioned about why I didn't call the cops, meaning that I have to be conscious that we as American people terrier owners, we are harassed by the cops. We are harassed. We are looked down upon. So I think it's that garbage, that poop that it's coming into. I'm trying to figure out why it's thinking like that. But anyway, so I didn't want to make more of a fuss. I realized that we as American people terrier owners, we are being harassed all the time. So I just hope that the guy learned his lesson, and that he learned, dogs become dogs when they feel that way. And a lot of times nature takes over training. So, and hey, I'm a person that tries to make sure that they can deal with all those situations. I'm very proud to say that, hey, I could handle a dog bite on my hand. I've done other things, so the medical procedures without anesthesia. Just there's one that I had that was endoscopy. I told him, nah, I don't want anesthesia. I want to make sure, I want to be able to handle it. So I did. It was very brutal, I can tell you, because they're putting tubes on you in your throat, and I have a DVD septum. Oh, great! I'm gonna be. Go ahead, guys, dance. I have to pass through this before I continue. So anyway, I did an endoscopy without anesthesia. All the veins in my face popped, because I have a deviated septum. So I wasn't aware that once you put that tube, I wasn't aware how much I breathe through my mouth, basically. So when they put that tube, I couldn't breathe. So I had to fight to let them know that, I needed to adjust the cartilage of my nose to allow me to breathe. So yeah, that was pretty tough, I'm telling you, because I felt kind of groggy afterwards, even though I didn't have anesthesia put on me. But at least I could say, hey, I can deal with waterboarding. If they torture me and they did waterboarding on me, I ain't telling you nothing. I'm not saying a thing. That's really what I thought when I came out of that. I'm like, oh, I felt like waterboarding, because I couldn't breathe. All my veins popped. It was crazy. But yeah, I'm a type of guy that is looking for, if I had to get an operation, like I said, open up my stomach, I'll probably, if they allow me, I'll try to endure being opened up with no anesthesia. This piece of it, I didn't mention it in the audio, but in the Spanish version. But anyway, so let me continue on what I was saying in the Spanish. I was also saying that we have to be conscious that, to not be so quick to call the cops, because the cops, they're there to make arrest. They're not there for justice. So you can mess up people's lives that way. Even though they made mistakes, yes, we all make mistakes. I make mistakes, not all the time, but throughout my life I make mistakes. I try to do the best thing I can for the dogs, but I am not perfect. And so I may not do perfectly well. I might not be perfect all the time, but if you do put up a score throughout, I have well beyond a passing grade. Okay, but I mentioned that sometimes you have to be cautious that you don't. Like for example, I'll give you an example, like homeless, with an animal, with a dog. People will say, "Oh, that homeless guy should not have a dog. He can't even support himself. Why he poor dog, he gotta suffer living outside." I say, hey, that person probably more than likely has that dog as an emotional companion, true emotional companion, not like a lot of these people that just use that to take their dog anywhere. A lot of people do need, they live in the streets, and the only connection they have to life could be through that pet, through that dog. And you coming and saying, hey, bringing your own view on life, but not understanding, not realizing there's more to your perspective of life. Maybe you're like, oh, you feel like you're saving that dog. Oh, I'm gonna save that dog. The dog probably is, enjoying life. He's not thinking, oh, I'm not living on the couch. I'm not sleeping on a bed. No, he's enjoying the companionship with that homeless person. He's looking for, a lot of times I would say that the homeless person will have the dog not for selling or other things. It's more because of the passion, for the love. So you coming up and saying, hey, I'm Mr. Know It Better. No, Mr. Know Better. And you decide that this person needs to not have that dog. You're destroying that person's life. I mean, you're not doing overall well. I still say that humans, because I'm a human, humans are above animals. Again, not saying that to abuse animals, but when it comes to, yes, you could live in the house somewhere, or may not. Maybe they just kill it and be done with it and save it that way. But as an overall, the dog is okay most of the time, because these homeless people actually save them. Not save them, but maybe do save them. They find them or something, and they feed them whatever they can. Or sometimes the dogs eat better than they do. And this is something I've seen. I've seen homeless people with their little dog tied on with a rope. Maybe they buy a little thing like shirts or something. They try their best. And so I say, let them have it. Let them keep those dogs. It ain't right. So let's see. Ooh. Yeah. So another thing I was talking about is, how I feed my dogs. I maintain my dogs. I do my best. Like I was saying, these dogs eat raw from the moment I get them. If they're as young as possible, obviously, this dog has eaten raw all his life, because I've had him since he was born, all my dogs. And so it's funny because I've given dogs away, and one of the dogs I gave away, it can clarify, I didn't give him away. It was part of an agreement, and obviously agreements that are not kept, and then the dog is not returned, is deemed a stolen dog. But anyway, I'm hoping the best, because it's not one dog. Send dogs to different people so that they can be well taken care of. I hope the best. I believe that, I have to take a chance with people that seem like good people, knowing that I'm going to be wrong more than I'm going to be right. I know this. I know that, come on. I know that you have to risk it. If you were dealing with new people and they seem like a good people, I will risk a dog. I will risk it. I can, obviously I'm gonna potentially be wrong, and the dog is not going to be kept the way I want, or kept better or as good as most people will expect. But I have to risk it, because then I can have more people in my network. I cannot close my mind to not having more people in the network, because there's so few good people in the dogs. Even the quote unquote good people, they're still the type that will steal your dog and kind of rationalize. Oh, but I did this and I did that. You feel better, right? If it's not the freaking agreement, they try to mold or change it and act like, oh, I don't know, it wasn't me, man. It was the other guy. Acting like they don't know what they don't know that things were going to go down the same way, that way. But anyway, each person values their word as a man in different ways. I hold, when a person tells me, I give you my word. I give you my word. I mean, that's literally you telling me, yo, I don't deserve to be a man. I need to cut my balls if I don't do what I'm telling you. That is when you give me your word. So, I mean, but again, some other people, you give their word for nothing, for every little thing. Some people are like that. Some people don't value their freaking word. They don't value being a man of honor. They don't value being, a stand-up person that can be trusted in the worst of scenarios. It is what it is. It is what it is, man. But like I said, the risk is not bigger than the potential benefit. I'm gonna be risking losing that dog that I'm giving. But if all goes well, I'm gaining a lifetime partner, a lifetime associate, someone I could trust with more of my dogs, trust with dogs, trust in other aspects. But it is what it is, bro. But I'm gonna leave it here. Let me see. No, hold on. Let me 1 second here.